Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start cooking now, so I hope that you'll be watching and learning to cook something very, very special. All right, so I'm going to be starting right now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start sauteing some onions, all right? Here we have some chopped up onions, sliced and chopped up onions. I'm pouring some olive oil over both. One is to make some tomato sauce. The larger pot are the onions for our cauliflower sauce. All right. The onions have to soften and brown just a little bit. They're already starting here a little bit. Takes a little bit of time for these to start to brown. Now, in the onions for the cauliflower sauce, we're going to put about 3 little anchovies. The anchovies add an absolutely wonderful base flavor to this particular dish. You're going to taste something special, and you probably wouldn't know that they were the anchovies, but you know because I'm telling you now. All right? We use anchovies in a lot of recipes, a lot of Sicilian recipes. We have a very special pizza, Sicilian pizza, which is called spincione. I don't know if any of you have ever had spincione. Anchovies are the base of the tomato sauce that goes on top of our spincione, which is a very, kind of like a very thick pizza. There are sauce, anchovies, and breadcrumbs on top of that pizza, which is sold all over Sicily. And of course, I make it at home. That's an extra bonus. All right, the onions are starting to soften just a little bit. Mary Carol's assisting me a little bit. We've got 2 pots of onions going over here. All right, they need to soften and brown just a little bit. All right, so here we go. Just a little bit more on these onions. These are cooking pretty fast, actually. And
Boiling the water.
yeah, the water is already hot to cook the pasta in. So as soon as we get this cauliflower sauce going and the tomato sauce cooking, we're going to start cooking our penne pasta, which is basically what we're going to toss with the cauliflower sauce. All right?
An electric oven we're not used to. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, just a little bit of patience. It takes time to get everything cooked. Okay, so I'm just hoping that all of you will enjoy this pasta. It's a very unique pasta that I will give you a little bit of a history lesson on the origins of this pasta, but I can tell you right now that this pasta was a contribution to the Sicilian cuisine by the Arabs that conquered Sicily many, many years ago. And most of the cuisine that we have in Sicily are influenced by the Arabs that left us amazing ingredients that we use today. While we are waiting for the onions to saute, I will just read to you a little bit of the origins of this pasta, which I basically just said right now, and just a little bit more history about the origins of Sicilian cooking to begin with. So, this particular pasta, in Italian, we call it pasta con broccolo e uva passa e pinoli. In English, it would be pasta with cauliflower, raisins, and pine nuts. This pasta, as like I said, and many other dishes, have Arabic influence. This is the historical part. The Arab conquest of Sicily from the year 1827 through the year 1091 ended with the conquest of the Normans. But during their colonization, the Arabs, the contributions of the Arabs in the Sicilian cuisine were many. They included nuts, dried fruits, raisins, which we're going to be using today, sun-dried tomatoes, many different spices, seeds, anise and sesame, which are in the sesame seed cookies that I prepared for all of you. They also introduced many different ways of cooking, which we use today. All over Sicily, the many ways of cooking and the ingredients are used all over Sicily and even Italy to this very day in restaurants, in homes, all over the world. The Arabs also had a very big sweet tooth. Many of our beautiful and delicious pastries, cookies, cakes that you see in Italian bakeries, those are all left to us by the Arabs. And they are sold all over the world. We bake them at home. And we are grateful to the Arabs that left us so much of their culture and their cuisine. And we call it the Sicilian cuisine, but we have to give credit to who gave us all of these wonderful ingredients and contributions. So as you eat the pasta today, you have a little bit of lesson of where this pasta was original from. Thank you. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Nobody faint. We're about to. All right, I know you're all hungry. The onion is softening and it's going to brown just a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit more. A little bit more browning and softening of the onion here. All right, I think we can finally now add. We're going to add the tomato sauce. All right. To the onions in the small pot here is where we're going to make our tomato sauce. It's a very simple and quick tomato sauce, all right? Something that is used in our home and in many homes here and in Italy. We use it for pasta. We use it for just many, many different things. Onions, tomato sauce, a little bit of water, a little bit of sugar and salt, and of course your olive oil. What would we do without olive oil? I just don't know. We can practically drink it. It's so healthy for you. I'm mixing the tomato paste with the onions. All right. Over this a little bit. I'm going to add 2 cans of hot water in here, okay? To dilute the sauce. This is tomato paste, by the way, not sauce. Tomato paste has such an intense, wonderful flavor, and basically that's what I use when I'm making my pasta sauce. If I'm making pizza sauce or different types of sauces, I'll use a can of chopped up tomatoes.
Yeah.
I would say let's start cooking the pasta. Yes, let's go ahead and put the 3 cups of pasta in there. I already added extra salt. Okay, 1 more can of hot water inside the sauce here. Along with this. All right, Mary Carol is starting to put the pasta in the boiling water that's already been salted and flavored by the cauliflower. We boil the cauliflower in there too. Now in this sauce here, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of sugar. Just pour here about a teaspoon of sugar. All right. And about a teaspoon and a half of salt. I just do it here in my hand. And a little bit more. There we go. That takes care of that. This, in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes more than anything, will be cooked. It cooks right away. All right, so I think the small lid on here would be fine. We're going to put a small lid on here. So that's the tomato sauce. All right. We're going to put the lid on it and have this cook for about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Now, the pasta, okay, the water has to come back up to a boil. It's already on high. Okay. Okay, Mary Carol, can you get the cauliflower for me, please? All right. Now, the cauliflower will be added to the sauteed onions. Yes, okay. Yeah. All right.
No water.
No water here, yeah. All right. The pasta is cooking slowly. Now here is the cauliflower that I have already boiled and softened. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash it with the onions and a little bit of anchovies, okay? This is the beginning of our cauliflower sauce. You come back over here. I'm sure it'll look like cauliflower. So as you can see so far, it's pretty simple, right? Sometimes some dishes seem very complicated, but once you see how it actually comes together, you find out that it's actually very easy, that anyone can make this at home. Once you learn the basics, you can make this at home. Now the cauliflower is mashed very well, okay? And we're going to mix that very well with the, stir that very well with the onions. Combine everything together. There we go. All right. The sauce is cooking away, which I'm going to add some of it to the cauliflower sauce. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to add, I have here, because we have a pretty large head of cauliflower that we cooked in order for everyone to have a little bit, there's about a cup of raisins here, which I'm going to add to the cauliflower. And maybe I could even add a little bit more. I think so. We want to make sure that everybody gets some of the raisins, some of the, yeah, we're going to add a little bit more. I would say in this case, like a cup and a half for this amount of cauliflower, okay? If you use a small cauliflower, you just use less ingredients, that's all. There we go, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to add, this is about half a cup of pine nuts, and maybe a little bit more, okay? So everyone gets a little bit of pine nuts because they add such wonderful crunch and flavor. We're going to stir all this together. There we go. So far it's coming along just great. I think maybe a few more raisins for this amount of cauliflower would be fine, which is what I'm going to do right now. Okay? The raisins add a wonderful sweetness and chewiness to this pasta. It's kind of like a little bit of a sweet and salty. It's a combination of all different flavors. Then we have the tomato sauce. It's a pasta that has so many flavors going on. So, this is basically done. We're going to wait now for the, yes, this is basically done. We don't need to even continue cooking this at all. Yeah, and then I'm going to taste for salt and sweetness. Okay, looks like the penne, probably another 10 minutes and the penne will be cooked. This is coming along really great. Let's just give this a little taste to make sure. 1 second, please. It's excellent. I don't know how I do it. I just don't know how I do it. I just put it here, put it there, and it comes out right. Just perfect. Don't need to do anything, okay? All right, we are going to turn this off. So this is the second one, correct? All right, we're going to check on the pasta here. Little bit more, because we want the pasta to be al dente. Remember that. No one likes overcooked pasta, especially Sicilian people.
Explain what al dente is.
Al dente in Italian means to the tooth, meaning that when you take a piece of pasta, even if it's spaghettini, and you bite into it, the inner part has a little bit of a bite to it, all right? And that's called al dente, to the tooth. That's basically your translation of what it means. Believe me, no Italian or Sicilian person is going to accept overcooked pasta. We're going to throw it at the wall. And say, don't insult me, okay? Take your pasta and take it somewhere else. Now, actually, maybe I could just put a little bit of, just to loosen this up a little bit, All right, the cauliflower, just a little bit. Add just a little bit of pasta water because we have a lot of cauliflower here. I'm sorry for my back, excuse me. Let me go this way here. All right. And that's another thing I want to teach everyone. When you're cooking pasta, always save a little bit of your pasta water because you can always use it to dilute your sauces. It's filled with flavor from the pasta, the salt, the starch. So always save some of the pasta. You might use it, you might not, but it's better to have it. Just don't throw it away. It is the best thing. Almost there. The sauce is coming along great, and it won't be long. Everyone can start eating, okay? Little bit more patience. In Italian, we say pazienza. Dovete avere pazienza. You have to have a little bit of patience, okay? Pazienza. Patience, patience. There we go. All right, pasta, come on, let's hurry up here. We have hungry people. Let's go. Let's see if it's al dente. Okay, I'll let you know right away. Okay, 30 more seconds. Penne takes a little longer to cook. All right? We do need a little bit of extra salt in the water. Just a little bit. Here we go. Let's put that on high. Yeah, okay. We want it to come. And this we can turn off. We can turn that off now, yes. The sauce is bubbling away. 5 more minutes on the sauce and we should be done with the sauce, yes. And all of this can come together pretty fast. Let me stir the sauce just a little bit. That's kind of bubbling all over, so we need to be careful we don't burn ourselves here, especially myself, right? But the sauce is coming along pretty well. It's a wonderful sauce. It does not need to cook long. Not at all. You could even add some basil leaves to this if you like. At home, I always keep a basil plant during the summer on my deck and during the winter on my windowsill. And I use basil to put in my tomato sauce. I use basil to make pesto. And I put it in containers and put it in the freezer. Tons of pesto sauce. Tons of wonderful fresh tomato sauces using basil. Pizza margherita that we make at home. All kinds of wonderful things. This is almost cooked. This is basically almost cooked. Oh boy, you know what? I think this is actually done. Yeah. Let's just try one more, just one more, and we should be fine. Okay? We're gonna drain the pasta now. Here we go. All right. Put this back on the stove. And as soon as the sauce is done, 5 more minutes, we're going to put the sauce in the cauliflower mixture. And then we're going to mix all the pasta and the cauliflower mixture together. And this will be done. This is how fast it comes along. That's how fast it comes along. I want to be able to... The cauliflower sauce needs a little bit of salt. That's why when you're cooking, always taste. As you're cooking, taste everything and adjust your seasonings. And when you're seasoning at the beginning, always start with just a lesser amount because you can always add afterwards, but if you put too much at the beginning, you can't take it out anymore. That's it. So always start with less. Here we go. We'll taste it again once the sauce is done. All right, we can turn off the sauce actually. It's actually already cooked. We're going to turn this off. Let's remove the lid here. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to start adding tomato sauce. This is off?
Yeah.
Off, okay. I'm going to start adding the tomato sauce to the cauliflower sauce. As you can see, here we go. You want enough tomato sauce for everything to get really nice and all the cauliflower to get nice and coated. I would say already here I have at least maybe a cup and 3/4 We'll see how it goes. You kind of check to see how it goes, all right? If the cauliflower is well, mixed with sauce, tomato sauce, then you know you have enough. All right. Here we go. Just a little bit more. Toss everything together. Everything so the cauliflower is well coated.
It's beautiful.
Looks nice.
Beautiful.
Aren't these beautiful colors, everyone? Huh? Just the colors alone make you hungry, right? There we go. If we had some basil, we would have our Italian colors here. White, red, and green. With a little bit of speckles. There we go. I think this looks pretty good. What do you think, Mary Kay?
Beautiful.
Add a little bit more sauce.
Maybe a little.
bit more.
Maybe a little more.
Just a little bit more sauce. All right. There we go. One. We'll do two. So basically it comes to like 2 cups of sauce for this amount of cauliflower, which I said a large head of cauliflower. All right. So actually all the ingredients today, due to the quantity of the cauliflower, are basically doubled to what I have in the cookbook. All right. You just make the adjustment. That's all. All right. So this is all done. Let me taste it. Let me get a clean spoon. There we go. Thank you. Let me get a clean spoon here and make sure that it's wonderful. It's perfect as usual. I don't know how I do it. I just don't know. I'm telling you. I don't know. Okay? Maybe from 60 years of cooking.
Yeah, right.
Well, not 60, okay. I'm not that old, all right?
40.
Let's make it 50.
40. Yeah.
No, I'm actually 64.
Oh.
We're almost the same age.
Yeah, right.
All right, what I'm going to start doing now is start adding some of the cauliflower sauce to the pot of penne here, okay? Because if we put it here, it's going to overflow.
Okay.
All right, let's turn this around. And we're going to be able to toss this. Mary Carol, maybe you can help me by stirring the pasta as I put the cauliflower sauce in here. And keep tossing it until we get it all nice and combined. All right. You want to use this? I can use this here. Here we go. You can use that. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to keep adding the cauliflower sauce. Now, if this pot was a little bit bigger, we would just put everything in this pot. But I'm afraid it's going to overflow. So what we're going to do is just keep stirring it in here until we have the pasta very well coated. And what I'm going to do is actually drizzle some olive oil in here also. Yeah, I think maybe a little bit more. A little bit more. All right, just a little bit more of the cauliflower sauce. Yeah, here we go. Let's check it out now. All right. We want to make sure that all the pasta from the bottom comes to the top. There we go. Here. It's coming along really good. It looks absolutely delicious, I have to say myself.
Okay.
I'm just,
Should we start plating it?
I would say that I'm going to add actually the remainder of the sauce. No use leaving this in the pot. And I'm going to drizzle some olive oil in here too. Just 1 second. And we can start actually plating the pasta in about 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
So, we're going to put all of it in here. Nothing gets wasted. Here we go. Okay, done. Now I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. There we go. A little bit more. Olive oil, liquid gold. The food of the gods. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Boom, done. What will we do with that olive oil? I don't know. I really don't know. It's just, they say you can even drink it every once in a while, and it's supposed to be good for your, I don't know, weight loss or cholesterol, whatever the heck it is, but it's supposed to be good for you, no matter what. Okay, we're all done, everyone. Whoa. Yay! We're all done.
Okay.
Oh,
Good job. We're ready to eat?